Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back indeed. I mean, it comes down to money, let's be honest. But how do they get that money? Well, they need us. They need us way more than we need them. What I'm looking at now is three Marvel properties that I think they're really pushing hard on us at the moment. Not just to get our attention, but I think at the same time, they're trying not to leave themselves too exposed. We got Wonder Man, Spider Man Brand New Day, and Avengers Doomsday. Which one is worth the watch, if any? I mean, that's the big question. Are any of these going to be worth our time given what we've been getting over the past 10 plus years now? I mean, that's a long time of tripe. Let's start with Wonder Man. I mean, to be honest, this is a character I know very little about. I think I've read perhaps two comic books involving this character in my life, and again, I've forgotten what it is. What I do know is that this is not an accurate depiction of the character that is from the comics. I know it's an adaptation, which is fine, but let me be completely honest, and we all know this is more a show that is ticking the diversity box, the DEI quota. It's meeting all the criteria it needs to. The funny thing is, we've reached that point in society. We've reached that point now as an audience that I don't need to explain any of this. You know it, and I know it. Now, on the positive, the trailer that I've seen for Wonder Man, I mean, it looks like they're going for that comedic, quirky tone. And if, if they get a bit meta with it, perhaps take a few shots at Hollywood, maybe even laugh at itself, this could be a good watch. And since I don't know that much about the character, I'm actually fine with not writing this off at the moment. So I'm giving it a light green thumbs up. Okay. I think this could be, as I say, a good watch if it doesn't take itself too seriously. As for Spider-Man Brand New Day, this is a film I'm actually the least keen to see. Yeah, yeah. I might even wait until it's on streaming. Look, for me personally, Tom Holland has not resonated at all with me as Spider-Man. I'm sorry, I grew up with the 90s Spider-Man animated show, along with reading a bunch of, the Amazing Spider-Man comics. Yes, yes, Spider-Man, he is quick-witted and can be a bit cheeky at times, but Spider-Man was also dominant. He had no problem with putting villains in their place. Also, no problem with putting heroes in their place if he needed to. He could be the authority figure. He could take charge, be the leader. And look, I get it. They wanted to target a younger demographic with this new iteration of Spider-Man, a high school Spider-Man, even though Maguire and Garfield's Spider-Man, respectively, weren't that much older. However, their films were way more mature than what we've got with the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. And I don't know what is going to happen with, Spider-Man Brand New Day. But first off, the problem I have with the Spider-Man, the Tom Holland version of Spider-Man, is that they make him too childish, too dependent on others. And I suppose because of the climate we were in at that time, especially with teenage boys, they did make Tom Holland's Spider-Man a little bit more feminine than they should be. I know. Disney's been targeting, women. They've been definitely trying to bring in that audience, which has been completely unsuccessful, yet they kept on trying. And look, um, one other thing with Tom Holland, he's a good supporting actor. And that's what I've been seeing over the past three Spider Man films. He's a fine supporting actor, not a lead actor. You put him against Robert Downey Jr., Jake Gyllenhaal, even Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. You put him against any of those other actors, and yeah, he gets relegated to a supporting character. And I know Spider-Man Brand New Day, I think this isn't any, it's kind of a spoiler, but the Punisher is going to be in that film. Perhaps they're trying to shake off the younger demographic and move, Tom Holland's Spider-Man into a more mature take. Again, do you believe that Spider-Man in Brand New Day is going to be front and center, or do you think there's going to be a female lead that's going to help him? Do you think that the Punisher is going to almost outshine Spider-Man in scenes? Look, I want Spider-Man to be at the forefront of a Spider-Man film. For me, look, this is, as I said, this is the film I'm least keen to see on the big screen. And as I say, I might not even do that. I don't think this is worth the watch at this stage unless they can show some real heat in like proper trailers. Yeah, yeah. Now let's get to it, shall we? Let's get to Avengers Doomsday, a new Avengers film. I'm glad we had a bunch of films that weave together an intricate story over the years to build up to this event. Oh, wait, shit, we didn't get none of that. And don't even start with, oh, but that show Loki, they had. No, 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 no. No. And don't go towards Fantastic Four. There was a little quiet, please. Come on now. Let's be real. We got nothing. Perhaps Spider-Man Brand New Day will tease something. To be honest, it doesn't matter. It's too late for that. Let's just go with Avengers Doomsday being kind of a standalone starting point for whatever phase they want to move on to next. I know there's a bunch of leaks that have come out for this film already. I'm not going to go through any of those. I think it's way too early to fully speculate on that stuff. There's a lot to unpack. Look, aside from the nostalgia overload, there's been an effort to show, I'd say, a few of the stronger leading men at the forefront of Avengers Doomsday with the initial teasers we've got. I mean, we saw Chris Evans teaser, and then we got the Chris Hemsworth teaser. Now, this is still Disney Marvel. I've got no doubt that over the months we will see uh, representation come out. But to begin with, as I said, they've got some strong male leads that they've put at the forefront. That's a big step forward. But is it enough for fans to ignore the 10 plus years of subpar films? Films that have belittled male characters, turned women into cut and paste characters. They're putting a lot of star power into Doomsday. I mean, if they keep out, I mean, most of the let's say most of the low tier characters like Miss Marvel, Hawkeye show, Kate Bishop, they keep her out of it. Anyone from Wakanda Forever, keep them out of it. There could be a little bit of hope for this. There could be. Is it enough to bring back the audience? This is where I think people are a lot more cautious. Money today is tight. Ticket sales keep going up. I mean, can people really afford it? Unless there's a big turn in the economy, I doubt that there'll be rewatchability for this film. And whether this film will end up becoming successful, I don't know. I don't think so. And look, it might come down to Disney just, you know, buying entire cinema showings for this film just to prop up ticket sales, to create a false revenue for investors. This does happen, guys. This is not some conspiracy. And it's not just limited to the entertainment industry. There are other corporations out there that will purchase their own products, using a subsidiary account or company. And look, yeah, it boosts the numbers so that external investors look at it and go, oh, wow, there was a slight profit made here, even though technically there wasn't. But hey, that's just how these big corporations work, Hey, for me, look, there have only been 6 good MCU films, yeah, period. And of those 6, I would rate them perhaps a 6 or higher on my scale, out of 10. That's right. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, 3 of the films I'd rate highly are from phase one, Iron Man, Thor, and I guess if you could include the Edward Norton Hulk. Although personally, I think Eric Banner, the Hulk, Ang Lee's Hulk, that's the best we've ever had. Man, I'd love to actually see that Hulk show up in Doomsday. But yeah, for me, six good MCU films out of the entire catalog. Everything else, average to below average, some garbage tier. But yeah, this one here, Avengers Doomsday, it's a mild optimism. I'm very reluctant. I may wait to see how reviews are for it before, jumping on board to see it on the big screen. Yeah, look, man, that's it, man. I think these are the three big projects that they're pushing on us at the moment. It's crazy, that one of them is going to be on streaming, is a TV show, but that's the only one that's really piquing my interest. And credit to them for that. I mean, it's probably one of the few, Marvel TV shows that actually has piqued my interest. A lot of the others I just really just have in the background on. I don't even care what's going on. But that's me for now, guys. Yeah, let me know if you're keen on seeing any of these films on the big screen or checking out the Wonder Man miniseries. Till next time, peace out.